Hey, welcome to the Legacy Up channel. My name is Giovanni Rodriguez. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and on this channel, I'll be talking about how you can grow your long-term success in life. So that means creating a legacy. And I want to go on this video a bit deeper into my story and my definition of legacy, because that's going to be the first step for all of you on this channel who still maybe don't have that clear. I want to help you clarify what your definition of legacy will be, because you have to have that focus, and you have to have that clear definition of what it is you want to accomplish, right? So I'm excited for all of those who subscribed already to the channel, who have left a comment on the first video and likes and all that. Really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. It's greatly appreciated. And I know the channel is just gonna slowly continue to grow as we keep providing value and bringing different topics on legacy and on long-term success. And I'm excited about it, so thank you for that. Now, on this video, I wanted to get a little bit into more of my story, a personal story, and also definition of legacy. You might have heard a little bit on the last video. I was raised in Chicago, then came to Puerto Rico at around 15 years old. Never really had thought about legacy or long-term success until recently. You know, it was just something that came up because as I started to grow as an entrepreneur, you start to network with more people, you start to get to see different perspectives, which is one of the cool and most enjoyable things of entrepreneurship for me, is that I'm able to meet other people from other backgrounds who have gone and had other experiences, and I could just soak up all of that positive energy and all of those different experiences, and it really gives me new perspectives on life and on different things in the business. And recently I was just thinking about it, and I was like, wait a second, you know what? A lot of these entrepreneurs, they some of them do, but the majority aren't really always focused on the wealth and the generation of a lot of money that comes with it, and that is a great thing to have. But it becomes a point where sometimes for some of them, they just become so successful on the money side that they start to realize that there's more to it. There's more to life than just that generation of just money and that asset. There's other things that they feel that need to be done and that they need to accomplish to be able to feel fulfilled in life. And one of those things for me that was a wake-up call was I felt that I was destined for something greater than just, you know, creating or building businesses and then making some money and leaving it in the bank or investing it and then having some generational wealth for future generations, and that was it. I just refused to believe that that was the sole purpose of my life. And that's why you guys are seeing me now. That's why I created Legacy Up the channel, because I felt this channel is going to be a part of my legacy. And I truly believe that it can and will reach a lot of people and impact their lives so they can realize the true potential they have to create something bigger than they ever thought was possible in their lives. Even with their different backgrounds and different obstacles, and all of us have these talents. I've realized all of us have these different things that have happened to us in life that have actually taken us to new levels. Our obstacles are those stepping stones to the next levels in our life and in building great things. So that's what I've realized, and that's why I created this channel, and I'm gonna be following up with different topics on what legacy is, on different aspects of or examples of legacy mindset that we see in society today. I'll be talking about what negative and positive legacies are, because there is a difference, right? There are two sides to the coin. There's the legacy you can build in a positive way, and there's also a negative legacy that you can leave behind. And I'm going to be touching on that on the channel. The channel's also going to be focused on interviews. I'm going to be, and not, I don't want to be like some of these other guys, which is fine. I could probably in the future bring on some more recognized names, but my main focus is not going to be the names of the person, but it's going to be more so the experience of that person. What can they bring to the table that could be of value for all of you in building your legacy and you realizing the potential you have? So that's what I'm going to be looking at when I bring content to the channel, when I bring people on, is not really the name or the notoriety and the, you know, or their social status or whatever. No. I want to focus on the experience, and do they have the fundamentals of long-term success and building a great legacy in their respective area. And those are the type of people I'm going to be looking for to bring on the channel, so that you guys can get value out of those interviews. I think that's gonna be fun, because I love interacting with people, networking. Before I wasn't like that, but now it's a passion of mine to be able to talk to people and get to know them and learn and hear about their experiences and obstacles they've overcome. It just inspires me tremendously. So yeah, that's basically what the channel is going to be gearing towards, just to give you a little bit of an overview, because I want you to understand where I'm coming from, right? And I came from a background, my story is, you know, raised in Chicago, came to Puerto Rico, but basically a lower middle class family. You know, my mom was always like, study, focus on your studies, that's important. I did that, got my bachelor's in business administration at the University of Puerto Rico, did that, got a corporate job. I was gonna follow that whole American dream scenario, right? Till I thankfully met some people on the way, entrepreneurs, people who had been in corporate before, they were entrepreneurs, and they opened up my mind to the possibilities of, right, of actually creating my own legacy and not building somebody else's. And it's not, you know, it's not bad if you want to work for somebody else and help them build something and build it alongside them. That's an honorable thing too. And if that's what your purpose is, and you feel called to do that, then do it. And that's great. But I felt, since I had studied business, I'd always felt like I wanted to have my own business, but I just was, you know, more so pushed towards that classic corporate route. And it actually helped me. I will say I'm not actually mad about it that I went the corporate route, because that actually gave me a solid foundation and prepared me a lot more for the challenges in entrepreneurship, because you're constantly problem solving and solving issues that pop up and putting out fires when you're an entrepreneur, right? So having that corporate experience and that corporate structure helped me when now doing business over here in my own, right, in my own entrepreneurial journey. So that was important for me to be able to do that, to then start my legacy. Because when I understood somebody else's way to build a legacy, now I'm clear on that. Now I can actually focus on building my legacy, and that's what I'm doing now through this channel, through the businesses that I'm building, and through the social impact that I want to achieve. So when we talk about the definition of legacy, the literal definition is an amount of money or property left behind to someone in a will. Interesting definition. So I want you to focus more so on that last part. Left behind to someone. So that's the focus I want you to have. And that's the focus I believe we should have when thinking about legacy. That part of the definition is the key aspect. What are you leaving behind? Because whatever you leave behind is what is going to be your actual legacy. Be it positive or negative, that's what it is. That's what the definition states. It is something that is left behind to someone. In this case, this someone for us it could be our families. It could be the world. It's whatever you want it to be. You will form that. That's the great thing about it, is that we can form our legacies to be as big as we want them. Or if we want it to be a bit smaller, we can have it be that way too. So if we want to just impact our families, and that our families and our future generations can be impacted by the values and character that we founded while we were on this earth and that we implemented, then that's what our legacy is going to be. If you wanted to take it to a larger scale and you want to impact the world, through whatever it is that you believe your talent is, then that's what you could make happen. We have the tools to make that happen. So my definition, when I think about legacy, is when I am gone, how will what I left behind continue to impact other people? That is what legacy is to me. You know what? Let me know in the comments what legacy means to you. Maybe the first time you thought about it, what did it mean to you? And I want you to challenge you to start thinking what you want it to be, and what things are you doing now, and what, depending on those things you're doing now, you can get an insight into what your legacy is so far. And that's what we're going to be working on here on the channel, is building the legacy that you want to leave behind. But you have to be intentional. We have to be intentional about what we want and what we are looking to accomplish once we are not on this earth any longer, and once we are not here physically. What are those things that once we're gone are going to be cemented in the lives of the people that we were surrounded by? And that's what excites me about the Legacy Up channel, and being able to speak to you guys on different topics that have to do with legacy, because really I think that that's one of the main things that all of us need to be thinking about, is what am I going to leave behind? Because if we start thinking like that, I believe it's going to help us make the right decisions in the short term, so that way we reach that long-term goal of creating the legacy that we envision. So I'm excited. Like I said, I want to hear from you on what your definition of legacy is in the comments. Remember, subscribe, like the video. It's greatly appreciated. It will help us and help me reach more people and be able to help them build their legacies as well. Look forward to the next video. It is going to be about the pillars of a successful legacy. What are those pillars, those foundation that we must have, and the things we have to take into consideration to really build our legacies the correct way. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next video. Like I said, I'm looking forward to really seeing your interaction on these videos and seeing what your thoughts are, so that way I can give you the most value possible. Again, thank you for tuning in. Let's legacy up. Take care.